Hi, I'm Dimitri from Sentiance. The promise of the Internet of Things is that everything around us is going to adapt itself to us. But that's obviously not the reality today. And the real problem is, so that was the promise, the real problem is that, that the focus of most IoT solutions has been on the things and not on the people. And we believe at Sentiance that the Internet of Things should evolve to become the Internet of You, which is much more human-centric. And the only way that's going to happen is if all these things will start to learn from us who we are, how we behave. And the key to that, we feel, is the data. Not just any data, but the data collected by the sensors that are embedded in these devices. And so that's why we built a sensor fusion platform that uses AI to analyze sensor data from really three sources. The mobile phone, there we just look at the movement of the device, and there's a ton you can learn about the movement of somebody's mobile phone. Our algorithms can, for example, detect the difference between a man and a woman based on their gait. They come from body metrics, which we can get from wearables, so that gives us the calories, the steps, the heart rate. And they can come from in-home sensors in your alarm systems, your smart devices, and they can really tell you how people behave in the home. And if you combine all that data, what we do is we have a platform that uses machine learning technology to translate that into three levels of intelligence about a person. So the first level is what we call events. That's the base of this pyramid. And we do a number of things there. We detect your mode of transport. The vibration of your phone, for example, is very different if you're in a car, on a train, on a bus, on a boat, or if you're walking or biking. So that's mode of transport. We do things like automatic home and work detection. We have our own algorithms that do venue mapping. So that tells us what people are actually doing. Then we take those baseline events and we put some context around them to translate them into moments. So an event could be you're driving, a moment could be you're driving in the morning from home to work, so that's a morning commute. That's how we identify every moment that happens in people's days, like a morning commute, a lunch routine, a dog walk, a kid's drop-off, and that allows us to recreate the timeline for every user. And then we also aggregate that intelligence, that data to the individual level, because we know how you go through your day. We can get a picture of who you actually are as a person. So we have segments at the top of the pyramid that tell you about work-life balance, commuting and mobility, shopping and entertainment, and whatnot. And that's really our product. It's the data that is derived from the sensor data. Now that data can be used for many different applications. And we have really 4 areas of applications. So that's our wheel. So at the top you have mobility. Then we have health, we have commerce, and we have smart living as well. So in mobility, for example, we work with Uber. They use our technology to score all of their drivers globally. So based on the movement of the mobile phone, we can tell whether they are switching lanes too often, braking too fast, accelerating too quickly, whether they're using their phone, and they can use that for driver coaching and for insurance purposes. We're working with big car manufacturer companies. What they're really interested in is understanding the multimodal transport behavior of their users, but also understand the context of a person as they get into their car. So if you're getting into your car because you're dropping off your kids, your needs are very different than if you're getting into your car for a morning commute. So the in-car experience can change accordingly. Healthcare is a very important area for us. We do a lot of work there with Samsung, who are also an investor in the company. We are also working with one of the largest health insurance companies in the US. Because we know how people go through their day, their health coaching efforts can become a lot more personalized and therefore effective. Commerce, sending the right message to the right person at the right time is obviously very important. And again, knowing how people go through their days can really help with that. There we're working, for example, with Sainsbury's in the UK, and they're using that to send personalized offers. And then finally in smart home, we are working with Samsung, also with Philips, to really analyze in-home sensors to get a better understanding of how people are using the home, so that can be used for home security purposes or for assisted living. These are just a couple of examples, and I'll leave you with a couple of facts about the company. So the platform we've built is a combination of AI, Increasingly deep learning, which is very, very powerful, signal processing and sensor fusion. The team is based in Belgium, 50 people. We have offices in New York, where I'm based in London and in Shanghai. Our chief data scientist was last week voted in the top 10 of innovators in Europe by MIT, so we have a stellar technical team. I've talked a little bit about some of the clients. The focus for us is really expansion in geographical areas in the US, also in China, in the sectors you can see there, and then you can find all the numbers about our funding on Crunchbase. So if you, we're mainly looking for corporates to work with, so if you are in one of the 4 areas I talked about, come and find me. Thank you very much.
Thank you.